What if I told you that the key to unlocking your true potential has been within you all along? Most people go through life feeling drained, powerless, and disconnected from their true energy, completely unaware of the inner power they possess. It's not your fault. Modern life has a way of numbing us to our own strength. But here's the shocking truth. You already have everything you need to activate your inner power and transform your life. You've been lied to if you think you're stuck in a cycle of low energy and emotional chaos. It's time to break free from the conditioning that has kept you from tapping into your true energy. Ancient wisdom, hidden for centuries, holds the answers. Masters like Plato and Patanjali discovered that by mastering your emotions and harnessing the life force within, you can achieve levels of success and clarity that most people only dream of. And the best part? You can start doing this today. Imagine boosting your energy, feeling calm amidst chaos, and finally unlocking the power that has been lying dormant inside you. This isn't just another feel-good concept. It's a path proven by ancient teachings and modern science alike. The truth is, you're sitting on a treasure of potential, and the world needs you to activate it, now more than ever. But here's the catch. If you wait too long, you might miss the chance to step into your true power. It's time to take action before it's too late. Emotions are not just random bursts of feeling. They are powerful signals from the universe. Picture fear, guilt, or even regret as universal whispers nudging you towards something deeper. It's like when you feel a pit in your stomach before a major decision. That's fear telling you to pay attention, not retreat. These emotions are messengers, urging you to realign with your higher self and take action. Imagine using that fear to propel you forward rather than letting it paralyze you. Think about guilt for a moment. We've all felt it, whether it's for something we said or didn't say, did or didn't do. But guilt doesn't exist to punish you. It's more like a mirror reflecting areas where you need to grow. You could look at it as a chance to right a wrong or simply evolve. Emotions are tricky like that, often uncomfortable, yet they push you toward personal transformation. Instead of being weighed down, start seeing guilt as an opportunity to refine your actions. Regret, too, has its own lessons. It's common to replay past moments, thinking about what could have been. But what if regret is simply your mind's way of reminding you of your potential? It's never too late to make changes that align you with your highest purpose. You could even think of regret as an emotional guidepost, helping you realize what really matters in your life. Those unfulfilled dreams? That's where the real work begins. As you begin to decode these emotional signals, it becomes clear they aren't there to hinder you. Instead, they are part of your personal evolution. Each feeling, fear, guilt, regret, works like a compass, guiding you toward alignment with your inner power. It's a process of transformation. And as we will see, the ancient masters held the key to unlocking emotional mastery. The ancient masters like Plato, Patanjali, and Marcus Aurelius understood something profound about emotions. They saw them not as enemies, but as tools for transformation. Plato, for instance, taught that emotions were essential in guiding the soul, much like the charioteer directing two horses in his famous chariot allegory. These masters viewed emotions as energy, meant to be harnessed, not suppressed. They recognized that by mastering our inner world, we could align with the flow of universal energy, achieving emotional mastery. Take Plato's philosophy, for example. His chariot allegory symbolizes the human struggle. One horse represents our rational mind, while the other, our emotional impulses. The challenge isn't to silence the emotional horse, but to guide it with purpose. Imagine someone struggling with anger. They can either let that horse run wild or channel that energy toward constructive action. The wisdom here is clear. Emotions can propel us toward transformation when we learn to direct them, not suppress them. Patanjali's teachings offer another layer to this understanding. He saw emotions as manifestations of prana, or life force energy. This prana could either trap individuals in suffering or liberate them through practices like yoga and meditation. Think about how someone can transform stress into peace by simply focusing on their breath. By controlling the flow of prana, one can shift emotional energy, leading to a state of balance and higher awareness. The power to transform lies in these ancient practices that are still relevant today. And of course, we cannot forget Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, who reminded us that we always have the power to choose how we respond to emotions. Stoicism teaches that life's challenges are inevitable, but how we react defines our inner peace. Marcus believed that emotional mastery is about choosing calm over chaos, clarity over confusion. When faced with adversity, it's not the situation, but the response that matters. This ancient wisdom serves as a timeless guide for navigating modern emotional turbulence. Plato's Chariot allegory offers one of the most insightful ways to understand our emotions. Picture a charioteer, symbolizing our mind, guiding two wild horses, one representing reason, and the other, our untamed emotions. The key isn't to suppress the emotional horse, but to guide it. Emotions, like that spirited horse, can either lead us astray or, when directed, drive us toward transformation. Imagine feeling anger, for example. Rather than letting it run wild, you could use it as fuel to set healthy boundaries or protect someone you love. This allegory invites us to embrace, not deny, our emotional side. It reminds us that emotional mastery lies in balance. Trying to suppress our emotions is like trying to rein in a wild horse without direction. It won't work. But when we accept them and gently steer them, we harness their power. It's a lot like navigating frustration at work. Instead of lashing out or bottling it up, you can channel it into constructive feedback or a creative solution to the problem. In our daily lives, we often encounter moments where our emotional horse threatens to run amok. But just like the charioteer, we have the ability to take control. Plato's wisdom teaches us to acknowledge the power of our emotions, but more importantly, to guide that power toward achieving something meaningful. That anger can become motivation. That fear can become courage, if only we learn how to steer them wisely. Mastering this balance allows us to move forward with purpose, rather than being held back by emotional chaos. Ultimately, Plato's Chariot allegory gives us a profound insight. Emotions aren't meant to be fought against or dismissed. They are integral to our journey, powerful forces that, when guided correctly, lead us to growth and self-mastery. This concept seamlessly connects to Patanjali's teachings, where he emphasizes that emotional energy, or prana, is a vital force that can either bind us or set us free. Patanjali, the ancient sage behind the Yoga Sutras, believed that emotions are expressions of prana, or life force energy. Think about how stress can weigh you down, making it hard to breathe, yet a few moments of focused breath work can shift that energy and bring instant calm. This is prana in action. When controlled, it becomes a path to emotional freedom. Patanjali's teachings offer practical solutions for emotional mastery through yoga and meditation. By focusing on breath work, for example, one can regulate prana and thus manage emotional energy more effectively. Imagine feeling overwhelmed by anxiety, but with intentional breathing techniques, you transform that anxious energy into grounded awareness. It's a practice of aligning body, mind, and spirit, which ultimately creates space for higher consciousness. Prana flows where attention goes, and with this flow comes transformation. His approach also highlights that unchecked emotions can trap us in cycles of suffering. When emotions like anger, fear, or sadness dominate, they cloud our perception, making it difficult to connect with our higher self. But through practices like yoga, meditation, and conscious breathing, we can shift emotional energy, allowing prana to flow more freely. Picture using a daily meditation practice not just for relaxation, but as a tool to transmute emotions, turning fear into courage and stagnation into action. What Patanjali teaches us is that emotions, when understood as prana, are far from being just mental states. They are vital forces that we can work with consciously. By learning to master this energy, we unlock the potential for spiritual freedom and transformation. This approach resonates strongly with Stoic philosophy, where the focus is on choosing how we respond to emotions, a practice that Marcus Aurelius championed. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, believed that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can always control how we respond. Stoicism teaches that emotions are part of life's challenges, but they don't have to control us. Imagine facing a frustrating situation at work. Instead of letting anger take over, a Stoic would pause and ask, "Is this reaction helping me?" By mastering this pause, we gain the power to choose calm and clarity. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, viewed emotions as an opportunity for growth rather than obstacles. They knew that inner peace comes not from avoiding emotions, but from mastering our responses to them. When faced with a difficult person or situation, a Stoic would remain grounded, choosing to see the bigger picture. Picture this. The next time someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of letting irritation ruin your mood, you could choose patience, knowing that your peace is more valuable than a fleeting moment of anger. Another key element of Stoic thought is emotional resilience. Stoicism encourages us to embrace adversity as a natural part of life, seeing it as a chance to strengthen our emotional fortitude. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that obstacles are part of the human experience, but it's how we face them that defines us. Imagine reframing a personal failure, not as defeat, but as a stepping stone toward wisdom and growth. This shift in perspective can turn setbacks into opportunities for emotional mastery. By cultivating this kind of emotional control, we align with a deeper sense of inner power. It's not shutting down emotions, but guiding them with wisdom and balance. The Stoic approach to emotions connects seamlessly with the idea of facing our inner dragons, the chaos of unchecked emotions that can hold us back if we don't confront them head-on. Unchecked emotions can feel like a wild dragon lurking beneath the surface, ready to wreak havoc at any moment. These emotions, anger, fear, frustration, can secretly hold us back from reaching our full potential. It's like trying to move forward in life with invisible chains pulling you down. The emotional dragon feeds off of suppression, growing stronger the more we ignore it. Facing it head-on is the only way to tame it and reclaim control. Imagine acknowledging your fear, not as a weakness, but as a signal calling for your attention and transformation. Facing the emotional dragon isn't about fighting or defeating it. It's about understanding its purpose. Every emotion you experience, even the most chaotic ones, carries vital information about your inner world. Let's say you feel overwhelmed by anxiety before a major life decision. Instead of avoiding that anxiety, you could use it as a tool to understand what's truly at stake for you. By confronting it, you're not allowing it to control your actions, but rather guiding it toward a more constructive path. When we avoid facing our emotional dragons, they tend to manifest in destructive ways: self-doubt, procrastination, even physical ailments. Think of someone who constantly suppresses anger. Over time, that anger might show up as stress, affecting both mental and physical health. But by addressing the underlying emotion, you bring it into the light, making it easier to manage and transform. Facing your emotional dragon is about reclaiming power over your inner landscape, turning chaos into clarity. The act of confronting these emotions is the first step toward emotional transmutation, transforming negative emotions into powerful tools for self-empowerment. Just like a dragon guarding treasure, your most chaotic emotions can reveal hidden strengths once they are faced. This leads us naturally into the next step, learning how to transmute these emotions into motivation, bravery, and even compassion. Emotional transmutation is the art of turning negative emotions into powerful forces for personal growth. It's about taking something like anger or fear and transforming it into motivation or courage. Think of it as emotional alchemy. Imagine you're feeling intense frustration because a project isn't going as planned. Instead of letting that frustration build up and sabotage your efforts, you could channel that energy into problem solving, using it as fuel to push through obstacles. This process allows you to shift emotions from destructive to constructive forces. One practical way to apply emotional transmutation is through reframing. For example, if fear is holding you back from taking a leap in your career, You can transform that fear into excitement by focusing on the potential for growth rather than the risk of failure. It's a mental shift, but it turns the emotion into a tool for bravery. When you start viewing emotions like anger, frustration, or anxiety as raw energy that can be directed, they become opportunities for empowerment rather than barriers. This process isn't about ignoring or suppressing emotions. In fact, suppression would only strengthen the emotional dragon within. Emotional transmutation requires you to fully acknowledge your feelings first, then consciously decide how to redirect that energy. Picture an athlete before a competition. They may feel nerves or anxiety, but instead of freezing up, they use those emotions to fuel their performance, sharpening their focus and determination. By mastering emotional transmutation, you open the door to personal empowerment. Each emotion carries an immense amount of energy, and when you learn to transmute that energy, you gain a new level of control over your life. This mastery over emotions connects deeply with practices like breathwork, which can help facilitate the process of transformation by calming the mind and creating space for new emotional states to emerge. Breathwork is one of the most powerful tools for emotional transformation. The simple act of controlled breathing can shift emotional states, clear mental fog, and bring clarity. Think about how, in moments of stress, your breath becomes shallow and quick. Breathwork teaches you to reverse that response, slowing down your breathing to calm both the body and mind. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed at work. By taking a few minutes to focus on slow, deep breaths, you can release tension and regain control over your emotions. Breathwork is not just a method for relaxation. It's a pathway to aligning your inner energy. Through the practice of pranayama, an ancient breath control technique, you can regulate prana, the life force within you. This helps to balance emotional energy and create a sense of peace. For instance, during moments of anxiety, try the box breathing method. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and pause for 4. This rhythmic breathing helps to center your mind and bring emotional clarity, transmuting anxiety into calm focus. What makes breath work so powerful is its accessibility. You don't need any special equipment or hours of practice, just the intention to tune into your breath. Over time, consistent breath work can enhance your ability to navigate emotional turbulence with grace. If you make it a daily practice, you'll notice a significant shift in how you respond to stress and challenging emotions. It's a simple yet profound tool for mastering emotional states and reconnecting with your inner strength. Ultimately, breathwork creates the space for emotional transformation by calming the mind and opening you up to new perspectives. It connects deeply to the idea of emotional energy, shaping not only your personal reality, but also the collective emotional field we all share. Emotional energy is not just an individual experience. It shapes the collective reality we all share. When we think of emotions as universal energy, we start to see how our personal mastery of emotions contributes to the world around us. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is tense and frustrated. You immediately feel that energy, right? Now, consider the ripple effect of one person who has mastered their emotional state, radiating calm and positivity. That one person has the power to shift the energy of the entire room. The idea of global emotional energy suggests that mastering your emotions not only improves your personal life, but also contributes to the collective well-being. Just as negative energy spreads, so does positive energy. When you cultivate emotional mastery, you become a source of strength for others. For example, think about the impact a calm leader has on their team during stressful times. Their emotional state sets the tone for everyone around them, creating a stable, supportive environment. Your emotional mastery can create that same ripple effect in your own circles. The more individuals who focus on mastering their emotions, the more we uplift the emotional energy of the world. In a way, we are all connected through this universal energy, and the state of one impacts the whole. This is why practices like meditation, breathwork, and emotional transmutation are not just personal tools. They have the power to influence the broader emotional field. By transforming your own emotions, You contribute to a global transformation, where the collective energy shifts toward harmony and balance. This understanding of global emotional energy reminds us that personal transformation has a far-reaching impact. It's not just about improving your own life, but about contributing to a larger wave of emotional mastery that can elevate humanity. As you continue on this journey, you'll discover how deeply your emotional energy connects to the world, creating a more peaceful and empowered reality for all. Now that you've discovered the power of emotional mastery and ancient wisdom, the question is, what are you going to do with it? Will you continue to let emotions like fear and doubt hold you back? Or will you take the first step toward activating your inner power? The truth is, transformation begins the moment you decide to face your emotional dragons and transmute them into the energy that drives your success. Imagine what your life could look like if you had complete control over your emotions. If you could turn stress into strength and fear into action. What would change? This is your moment to take charge of your life. Are you ready to apply what you've learned and start using techniques like breath work and meditation to shift your energy and mindset? The world needs more people who understand how to harness their emotions, not just for personal growth, but to uplift the collective emotional energy. What will your contribution be? Don't wait. Start practicing these tools today and watch as your inner power grows. And if you want to keep learning about how to transform your life through emotional mastery, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Stay connected, stay empowered, and keep unlocking the incredible potential that's been inside you all along.